What's up? Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to the Sarlacc Digest, a podcast bringing light talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 289, being recorded on January 8th, 2025.
Wow.
Big anniversary year for Star Wars.
You didn't hose it up or nothing. It was nice.
Yeah, I know.
Right into it.
Thank you. I am your host, Darth Butcher. I've got Scott Solo here.
What's up, nerds?
And Grand Admiral Franz is here.
Well, hey there.
Hey, yo.
That was enthusiastic.
All
Right.
right.
So it's 2025. Let's roll.
Brand new, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ernie will be, joining us when he decides to, get that time management down. New year, same Ernie, I guess. I don't know. So.
It wasn't a resolution, so he can't get on it.
That's right. He never said he was.
Didn't even bother. He's I'm not going to do it.
Exactly. All right. Well, before we got stuff to talk about and we got stuff to go over because we haven't been here for a while. We haven't really talked Star Wars as a group either. So we've been holding on to that for our pit also, so we can kind of like get together and do this properly. But before we get into it, Scott, do the honors and present our Shadow Council and everybody who's being digested in the pit.
You got it. Welcome back, everybody. Happy New Year. It's funny, off air, Marco and Chris and I were talking about the Transformers 86, and that movie took place in the far-flung future of 2005, right? So now that we're 20 years beyond that, and we still don't have flying cars, what the hell, man?
They promised us flying jetpacks at this point.
They did. I expected a little armor suit that I could walk around and go transform and turn into some sort of weird car thing.
You've been to Comic-Con.
We have Cybertrucks. It's like close, right?
Close enough.
Jesus.
All
right.
Would have been a name in one of those movies, right? Like, we're gonna have a cyber. Let me get my cyber truck.
Right.
Got the name.
Even Transformers had better names than that. All right. Special shout out to the Sarlacc Digest Shadow Council. That is our Patreon crew. That's AJ from the Forbidden Panel, Brandon and Anya Epler, Brian C., Cliff, Commander Bly, Crystal E., Don the Dad Dorn, Eric Grubb, Gavin Connor from the Holy Hour All Cure podcast, Justin the Vanilla Thunder, Mervine Balanos, Matt Logic, Muftak is back, Obi-Sean Kenobi, Ryan, and the Star Joe's podcast. If you want to join up with the Patreon crew and support this lovely podcast we've got going on here, this amazing live stream coming at you every Wednesday, please scan that QR code right there or log on to patreon.com/Sarlacc Digest Podcast and do it there. Apparently, don't do it on your phone, because if you do it on the phone, Apple or the app stores are taking a chunk of that money. So if you actually log onto the website and do it on the website, it doesn't. You don't get charged a high
enough, can they?
Seriously. All right, so moving on, we've got Commander Bly.
Still no Hondo.
Yet.
No Hondo.
There's still faith.
You got to end this thing somehow.
Yeah. Season 2.
It's going to be what's his name? The Pirate King, Renaud is going to end up being like Hondo's dad or something like that. We've also got Hal Runner Base in there. We've got Rhino Hobbies. We've got I already said Commander Bly. Where's everybody? There we go. Basil G's in there. What's up, Basil G? We've got Don the Dad Dorn. We've got Gavin Connor in there. Hey. Who else have we got? We've got Brian C., Dr. Brantley, Backyard TARDIS, William Rodriguez. Good grief.
I know. I can't keep up.
Wow. Right on, everybody. And we've got our buddy Blitz Transmissions in there, as well as Douglas Tupper. What is up? All right.
Why'd that feel disjointed?
I know.
I went a little out of order.
Yeah. Scott, it's okay. It's cool. I'm gonna have you just
try something new.
Yeah, just try something new here at the Sarlacc.
Order is silly. Who does that?
I think I'll just have Scott. Have Scott do it as he's reading instead of me.
That's probably a smart idea. There's so many conversations going on in the chat already. It's kind of hard to keep up with everybody as they're popping off.
Well, that's a good thing too. That's a good thing because everybody's here talking about it. And of course, we're going to catch up on Skeleton Crew because we've got a lot to catch up on. But first, before I get into other Star Wars stuff, I do want to take a time out and give everybody in Southern California that's being affected by the fires, be safe. Our thoughts are with you. If you need a place to stay, I've got 2.5 acres. I mean, that's you know what I mean? That's it. Just go out there in the desert.
I was saying, you'd rather bring a tent to your 2.5
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
You want something more. And it's cold out there, so bring an RV or a car or something. But yeah,
exactly. But I just want to throw it out there because it is something that we're thinking about. Alexander Storm also checking in. They just got off their Toy Chest Chronicles over there, or Toy Box Chronicles. Sorry. And of course, Joey was in the intro, but he's never here live. I can't see him. Can't see him. Okay. Brian C. They're just coming in. Indeed, safe out there. Absolutely. All right. Old Republic is back. Why? Why is it back again? All of a sudden, I'm happy about it. But here's the thing, guys. So I don't know if you saw this thing. The rumors are kicking back again that the Old Republic series is back in the talks of a Star Wars series moving forward and everything. And I know that the past couple episodes, I was getting on a soapbox about writing group A and writing group B, right? So now I'm only excited about writing group A, which is Filoni, Favreau. If it comes out of that camp, I'm all for it. It depends on a Star Wars Celebration. If Kennedy comes out and says we're doing an Old Republic, I am going to be doing this. And I'm sorry. I am going to be
Unless
arms folded, but I watch it.
Unless she comes at you and says, "Oh, and it's written and directed by Filoni and Favreau, or the John Watts, or somebody."
Peter Jackson.
It has to be coming from the mouths of Favreau or Filoni for me to be excited. And I'm telling you, and there's my main reason why is because Skeleton Crew is working so well. They're paying attention in the right way, and that's an opinion. Of course, it's subjective, but in my opinion, the way they're paying attention, the way they're pumping money into these kind of series,
the way they're pumping the dataries into it.
Yeah. So I think it's working on that side of it. And I want that side of it to come at me with an Old Republic. Because again, you guys know Old Republic is near and dear.
Well,
that's my concern.
Filoni kind of in charge of the whole shebang now?
Supposedly, right? Yeah.
So it's all his camp.
Again,
really.
Exactly. And these are all rumors. Right. This is again nothing official till it's official. Wait for Celebration. That's in April. It's not that far away, guys. Mm-mm. Celebration. We might get news sooner than later. So awesome. Yeah, Brian C. I mean, a Game of Thrones type Old Republic series.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as scale, epicness, and the money they throw into it, absolutely. Like they can do it. They could do it. But
they're gonna do it. Point, that's where it has to go. And you seen what I lost his name. Mangold talked.
I'm gonna cover that right now.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit
Old
that.
Republic's the way to go because we're not. I mean, okay, you're tied a bit. You're tied a bit into the books and things. But again, as we shown with Thrawn, you can move stuff. You can as long as you're respectful to it, and we all see where it's going. It's fine.
Right. Exactly.
I'm not mad at Thrawn.
Yeah.
The change.
No.
Yeah. Commander Bly, only 1/3 of her announcements have come true anyway. Yeah, and that's the whole thing, Mangold came out and said, "Hey guys, basically there's a script almost done, and it's not a final script. It's probably a first draft of something, an outline." I'm like, awesome, because that's the furthest of a lot of these Star Wars projects I've gotten to an announcement of the announcement of a first draft script is very exciting these days to hear that, right? You know what I mean? So
can be.
And he also came out and he did say he's writing it to not be tied to any lore, like what Chris was saying. And that kind of gives him that freedom to kind of tell a great story, get some personal attachments to characters from the roots up, and not worry about what Luke Skywalker or the Skywalker saga does or this and that. It's a different approach. And same thing with like Old Republic would be that too. You can play in that sandbox and not touch the Skywalker saga. Going back 25,000 years, Mangold.
His is Dawn of the Jedi, right?
The Dawn of the Jedi. Yeah, it would be like the first Force users. In my head, it's like there is no dark and light, or there is be dark and light, but there's no Sith and Republic yet. It'll be all Jedi, and then that sect that breaks off, that forms the dark side, and use the dark side would, that's interesting to explore. So I'm kind of happy that he said that, where he's like, look, I'm more interested in the story, which everybody keeps saying story, right? So here's the chance. Mangold's going to go in there with only story, as far as like writing about characters we're going to appreciate.
There's a little bit of stuff he has to stick to, not stick to, but
there's Star Wars
he has to fight
rules.
Against. But again, if you do it right, I don't think anybody's gonna.
Yeah.
Those Dawn of the Jedi comics and the books that came out before were not. They were decent, but they weren't like epic Tales of the Jedi. They weren't epic. What was the Dark Empire? It wasn't anything like that, right? It wasn't Heir to the Empire, but so I can absolutely forgive them for tossing that aside, maybe using some aspects of it, like the planet, the Grogu did I'm having a brain meltdown right now. Tython was center point in those tales, those Dawn of the Jedi comics. If they want to keep that aspect of it, that's pretty cool. Something like that would be really epic.
I think it should be preserved.
Yeah,
those kind of core planets, the origination of the Force, the dark and light, and exploring the dark and light before they had their rules of engagement or rules of like this order is our order. They're going to have to struggle with light and dark, and I like that aspect because it really separates a lot of the stuff that we've known for Star Wars, and it gets into the mythos behind it, the discovery of the Force and how people are using it. You know what I mean? And I don't think there'd be any talks of midichlorians because there won't There won't be that.
No,
It'll be just.
It'll be the feeling. And like I said, maybe the planets, all the planets we know that are deep and dark and
well,
you know,
Tatooine during this particular time point is not lush. It's an ocean world.
Right.
It's a completely ocean world. There is no land on it at all. So it'd be
crazy to see that.
Wouldn't that be interesting to see?
I love it.
Oh God, we're back on Tatooine, but it's not
the return to Tatooine.
You know, I rewatched everything today, the other 3 episodes, and I thought to myself, well, you know, we were bitching about seeing Tatooine too much, but I could really use some Tatooine right now.
I kind of miss it, right?
Yeah,
I kind of miss it.
Like every planet's new. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Where's
familiar? What's keeping us familiar is the aliens around those planets, right? That's what's keeping us glued to that Star Wars. Yeah,
that's what I thought too. They're doing a good job making it feel Star Wars.
Yeah. Instead of Tatooine being the glue, it's the
alien races.
Yeah, exactly.
The Ithorians, man. There were so many Ithorians in some of those scenes.
They're just. Great. I mean, it's littered.
Yeah,
Commander Bly. I'm hopeful that they leave Mango alone. Let the man cook.
Agree.
Sure. I'm hopeful that, like I said, Celebration, they got to have some sort of news and why they're doing a celebration. So I think we're going to be pretty pleased what's coming out and everything, especially if their ears to the ground on, like, I haven't really looked at the viewership on Skeleton Crew as far as like, you know, like people, there's reports that come out. Like, I know at the very beginning it was low, but it wasn't low because not Alkalite low because it was dropping. It was low just because people were very weary on.
There's no discourse about
this
to drive people to watch it.
Yeah,
that's a lot. Remember, when people hate it, they hate watch it too.
Yeah,
right. There's just nothing to watch. There's nothing to watch. That's a problem too. So we're not getting a bunch of rewatch hate stuff to get ready for their shows to shit on it.
Yeah,
it's just an easy one watch show. Really, I only watched them today because we've been a couple weeks off the show.
Yeah,
you know,
it is one of those things like I don't know if you guys agree with this, and this might be just my own kind of head space in it with this show. I am putting it in the category of the Ewok Adventures, and not because, again, I don't think the Ewok Adventures were great. Yeah, I don't think they were the greatest thing, but the Ewok Adventures are very. If you especially watch Battlefront or the Caravan of Courage, it's very nostalgic, and it's actually got a great story and great heart to that movie. And I look at it like this is almost a standalone kind of Ewok Adventures for our new canon, which has got a great heart. But is it one of those things where I'm going to put it in my viewing library when I revisit the Skywalker saga, when I revisit the movies or series? You know,
it depends on how they land the ship.
Yeah,
honestly, if they land the ship and they land it well, because I've watched every single one of these episodes like 3 times or more. I enjoy the hell out of them, and I get a little bit more out of them with every watch.
Yeah,
especially whenever you're talking about kids, because kids they mumble a lot. So you know, I gotta rewatch it. What's he saying? So if they land, there you go. If they land the ship well, then I'm
I agree.
Kind of what they do in the future with them. Right, because there's rumors that there will be characters from this series showing up in the Filoni movie, right? And specifically Mando and Grogu.
Yes, the movie that's coming out next.
Assuming it's probably vain, but you know,
I heard it's the crab monster. Really, and because they put a lot of time and money into it, they're going to reuse those assets into something better. Which did
you see it was made out of a bunch of junk? Like it even had
freaking awesome.
Love
it.
Love
it, dude.
That's pretty neat.
Scarif Scuttlebutt Podcast. I got it right. Thank you for checking it. But yeah, the arrow is seemingly going to the opposite direction from Maka, meaning like viewership is going, because again, I think the word of mouth is, and we've seen other podcasts out there that are very negative about a lot of things, and they're having a great time with this series, right?
There isn't one flaw I can talk about at all. Even the suburbs. I could care less. I really could.
Yeah.
Right. Every time, like I said, the last one was the play set, right? And they landed in a playground. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of shitting on you, but the rest of it, I don't think there's been a problem with it.
No,
the story is great. Every single kid adventure / pirate trope you can do, you're doing.
Yeah.
Right, from the slides to the trap doors, booby traps.
Yeah.
Everything is. The show is perfect. It's just not epic. You know,
right, and that's okay.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly. It's a nice breath of fresh air for Star Wars.
I 100% agree with you, man. Yeah. Santo 1414 is checking in. What is up? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I do too. Backyard TARDIS. I rewatch every episode every week before the new episode drops. Yeah. I do that now, and I still don't do the recap. I always skip recaps because I like to go in there like kind of fresh, but I always do a second watch or a third watch of the last episode, really close to it. Absolutely. And then Hellrunner. I haven't felt any urge to rewatch Skull Square episodes or rewatch the Acolyte episodes many times when it was airing. Yeah, you know why? And this is the reason why I did, is because Acolyte threw some heavy stuff into the into the mold. And I said this, at least the Acolyte had the balls to do that, even though it was very controversial, but they actually had stuff where we had to take notes. I'm like, where's my boys? I gotta, dude, like, this is not, am I okay with this or am I not okay with this? That's
the Discord going on, right? That's the discussion online that was driving the ultimate, like I just said, a bunch of watches.
Yeah. With Skeleton Crew, it is like, just come on, popcorn.
It's their thanks. I just watched the Goonies in Space, you know.
I kind of like get up and I'm like, that was fun, and I just go about my day. You know what I mean? And where
it's not even something where I got to jump on the chat, right? Like you said, we haven't talked Star Wars lately.
We're just like,
really, that was awesome. We're living in it. That was cool. Nothing to go off and about. It's just a cool show.
Yeah, exactly. Brian C. It is a fun, well done fantasy and adventure show worthy of a place in my Star Wars media library. I always say this too. At the end of the day, am I happy that this is on my Star Wars shelf, or am I not? Right? And I'm like, yeah. Now I can't see a world without it, and that is good.
Yeah, Neil needs to exist.
Yes,
all of them do. All of them do. Really, all four of them do.
Yeah,
and
yeah, 100%. It's neat. Backyard. Honestly, it's my favorite Star Wars since Return of the Jedi. It is bringing back that fun aspect of Star Wars, and again, because going through those behind the scenes and realizing, like, you know, it's very easy to put CGI, and almost CGI is almost like a cheap way out nowadays, where now they're taking this a practical approach to Star Wars in this show, obviously, where they're really pay attention to those aliens and they're getting those great Star Wars mix, right? Like Chris said, the planets might be brand new, but the familiar Star Wars is there. You know, like I said, even the city of At-Atten, you know, besides the outskirts, right? But the aliens are there, tying it in. And I think some of that attention needs to be handed over. Like, there's got to be in the projects going forward, like, these are the things that are working, and that's it. We always say the unwritten rules of Star Wars, right? You know, we always say that these things that you have to do to kind of like blur those lines. You want to try something new, yeah, but it's still got to be Star Wars. And I think the fact that it's even that Crab Monster was a puppet floored me, and it looked, and the thing was, it felt like a stop motion, but not in the traditional, you know, like the very choppy
herky jerky. Yeah,
it was like, this is stop motion to date, which it is. You know, Tippett Studios did an amazing job, and I was like, I felt it, and I recognized it, and I thought that was fantastic, and it wasn't overused. It was just a quick scene. It yelled at them, and they left it, and I was like, that was awesome. You know what I mean? Yeah, and to even like approve that makes me feel good about Star Wars projects. But this one, you know, like let's put that money in, let's do it. Cool, because we're going to use that in something else.
It's Star Wars without any of the ties that have bound everything else, right? I mean, the Jedi are a legend out there that Wim is aware of. Yeah. Otherwise, there's nothing holding them back. There was no war. There were no wars, right? So,
well, this is again. I like this. I like exploring this aspect of the pirate, the scum and villainy, the lawlessness, the vacuum. Just like what Mando's doing with the Shadow Council, right? They're still there, but now they're regrouping in other ways. And I like the fact that not all planets are checked. Now, let's talk about At-Atten real fast. For the past, you know, we've been starting the show with At-Atten, meaning like the secret, you know, is it just, does the people on the planet know that they're a secret planet? Is it the only supervisor? And let me know if I'm wrong about this sentiment about At-Atten now. My first initial thoughts were that, like, this was some secret planet. Maybe it was a shadow treasurer for the Shadow Council, the Galactic Remnants. Something going on, but now it seems like it's just the Treasury Department for the New Republic hidden on purpose. So obviously it's a lawless area and they got to hide it. Now, am I wrong about that? Where it's everybody, the adults knew about it because they said when you get your assessment, you will be told everything. They told that to the kids.
They know about stuff when they graduate, right?
Yeah,
They know about stuff, but I don't know if they've ever really left planet or even had visitors. Because the way when the emissary approached, right? When Jod approached in that ship,
right?
How did everybody react? They didn't know what the hell to do. Right, like they were standing on the thing where the ships land to go down. They didn't know that was going to open. When's the last
never
time?
Seen an emissary before.
Nobody's ever seen that ground.
The
open
kids or the adults?
The adults.
Anybody.
On the ground. They were standing on it.
Just the droids.
The droids knew what was going on because they're droids.
Right.
Right. But nobody else has seen a ship land on that planet. They were like, "What the hell is that?"
Because how I took it was the At-Aten ship was the only safeguard to get into the atmosphere. That's why
totally right. It's a ship to come pick up.
Yeah, I don't.
But if you have 1,139 volts, well, they went over by one, by the way, right? You've just been making money for decades.
Yeah.
You know, and nobody's going to get it.
There is no ties to the New Republic at all. They
see,
just
that's
never
where I'm
stopped.
Again, that's why I needed to talk about that with you guys because
they never stopped making Ditaries, not Dataries, Ditaries. They never stopped making them. So there's just a buttload of them. That's why I'm saying the supervisor is Renaud or Renaud's concubine or somebody. They went to the planet of unending treasure and now they have it all. But
it's not doing them any good.
Yeah.
Right? They're just stuck with money.
What does a pirate need to do once they have everything they could possibly want?
I don't know, but you're just sitting there you don't even need the money there. I don't know.
Watch this. But you're ruling, a couple
of things came up today. I think Renaud is SM-33.
Yeah.
When I watched it again and caught the hologram, the voice is way similar. He's got the hat on that Wim is wearing, looking like what's his name? From the one with the tentacles.
Oh God.
Not Blackbeard.
Davy Jones.
Davy Jones. Looking like Davy. All this stuff going on, right? I just think he's covered up, and the voice is him. I think SM-33
I still think it's the little mouse.
Is the captain. I think the mouse is going to put him back together.
Yeah.
I think that's his first mate. Right?
Yeah.
But I got it in my head now. I was thinking, and this lightsaber's got to come up again. There's going to be a reason to have a lightsaber. He's going to have to go up against somebody with a lightsaber. The supervisor's an old Jedi. The supervisor, an old Jedi, has been there hiding, keeping this planet hidden since Order 66.
Interesting.
This Jedi is Kelleran Beck, who had Grogu, and Grogu's in there as well.
Wow.
Oh, there you go.
This is this is pre-Mando.
Yeah.
This is pre-Grogu getting on to Mando.
Well,
the pirates may be invading next week, or what caused that?
Okay, so obviously, like we have one more. We're gonna see like if there's this huge twist like that. That would be actually a really cool way to end it, and that is one way. But again, as
time frame sticks because of how Vane's treated in this show. You see, he's in the background all the time. Vane is nowhere near the front. I had Vane since he had so much talking point in Mando. You would think he'd have a little bit more talking and a little bit more action going on, a little more prominence.
Right. Yeah.
He's really a background character to background characters. So,
well, I know, like the chat's saying too. You know, it's like it's like a collector. Once you have it all, now you sit back and enjoy it. You know, like
that's not how collectors are.
It's not how collectors work
at all. Not at all.
No.
But what's saying is
even if I can make my own toys.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah.
You can.
Yeah, I know. And I still, of course.
It's not how collectors work.
Exactly. And that's what the downfall of most pirates are, right? It's that greed, it's that expansion thing that gets them in trouble and they lose it all. But again, the impression that I got, and you guys we're talking through this, but the impression that I got through the up-to-date for Sculpture Crew was that At-Aten was part of the 7 planets or 9 planets that was basically the treasury department of the Republic, right? But then hidden, I guess, when the Galactic Empire took over, somebody preserved it, and it could be the pirates, where it could have been this lore thing that got out of hand or whatever. But now, it's not as guarded as we think it is. It's not. That's the impression that I got. It was hidden for a reason for that because of the collapse of the galaxy.
Well, I think they were just hiding them because they're the mints.
Well, that too. Like you don't want. I mean, how do you control a Star Wars Fort Knox, right?
Yeah.
And there was 9 planets doing this. And you saw a couple of that fell, and then where all that war and this money, whatever that case. Maybe hopefully maybe we get some more description, like if the clouds lifted at the end of this series, and maybe we'll get like a bigger picture. But like I said, the impression I'm getting is like it's the Treasury Department of the Republic that the pirates. It was lore because it was hidden. But that hidden secret got out, and the pirates made it.
They just knew there was money, so they were talking about this unlimited treasure because it's a mint.
But exactly, it's a mint. It's Fort Knox, But it became myth because it was hidden and hidden on purpose, and now it became legend, myth, and all those things.
But it could have been somebody working in the Republic that was drunk at a bar that spoke near a pirate that took the pirate to Renault. You know what I mean?
That's the impression
that's how it.
That's the impression that I got about it.
So where does the banking guild fall into all this? I mean, because you've got the banking guild, and they're the ones who supplied all the money to everybody in the past. Where
they controlled it?
I think it was just one of them.
They were the bank. The government makes the money, but the banks move them around, right? They're just a big bank. Like
all right,
right.
Is it possible, Commander Bly? Is it possible that each 9 planets is something different? It could be AT-AT and could be the actual physical part of the money mine, are the
Akron seemed, I mean, it was decimated anyway, but it seemed more of a mining type group, but that could have been just because the planet was wrecked.
And like I said, Matt Logic, it was hidden on purpose. That's why the parents told the kids to look for a representative to guide them. See, that's why I'm thinking that all of it, once you graduate and you be told the truth, that's where I said it got the impression of all of them knew the bigger picture. Maybe they were on
they didn't know the recent picture though.
No, I don't think so.
What do you mean?
They're 30 years in the past. They're 30 years.
Yeah.
They don't know anything in the last 30 years.
Yeah, but that was told to us by Kim, not anybody on AT-AT. Kim's the one who said you've been hidden from this whole galactic empire.
If they're not talking to them, they're not talking to them. And these guys have no ships and no communication.
Yeah.
Right. And if the parents don't know that the Republic fell, became an empire, and is now a new Republic, they're going to say, they're thinking that it's still just the old Republic out there. Find a new a Republic representative to bring you home,
right?
Because somebody in the old Republic probably
it can only be the supervisor that knows the actual dealings of the guy. See, like. Yeah, I mean, you go to all the those movies that have the drug houses, and they have everybody in the room, and they're just there to do one thing. But like the guy,
they're in their underwear, cooking,
stripped down, and nothing what's going on out. So it's like almost like a clean version of like everybody's working on AT-AT for the Treasury, and they're raising their families there. Therefore, the families are going to be embedded into the service also, and that's why they have the assessment. And you're going to go here, you're going to go there. Because Wim's dad's like, I got to do this. I got to do this. He's all about it. He even told Wim, you were going to know all about this when you graduated, You
guys weren't supposed to know yet.
Yeah. So again, I just like taking it as like, all right, maybe it's not as sinister as we were thinking. To the pirates, it's a whole different story. But the reality of what they were going after was a Republic mint. And it's exactly what it is, And damn, that's a lot of money in that place, man. That's a lot of money.
That was the worst CGI shot in the entire show, though. When
it was
reached for the money and it started just falling on him like raindrops. That was.
And my thought was, why do we have this little cutout gap on this thing of little bits of coin? Why do we have this? Why are we using crates with holes?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Come on.
Yeah.
But in 30 years they haven't had one problem. The last 30 years, so why are we complaining?
Yeah.
Exactly. I would mention we're Wizard of Oz in it here, where the man behind the curtain, has been sitting there protecting himself.
And you know why?
Somebody.
One reason why is because they hid it from us.
This is a Order 66 thing. This is a Republic thing. Didn't know about the Empire. They don't know about anything. The other ones are destroyed. These guys are hidden on the records. And aren't the Jedi kind of like Green Lanterns? Don't you kind of have like in the High Republic? They all kind of take sectors.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
This is this Jedi sector.
100% could be because like the reason the banking clan was part of the Separatists is probably because this whole the Republic Treasury was always something that nobody could just go over and take over, no matter what. It was a Republic mint that the Emperor himself couldn't just go in there and take it over. So you had to use the banking clan, which was probably a separate entity for their own.
The Emperor knew about it. I don't think Palpatine knew about this, or else he would have exploited the shit out of it.
Well, that's probably why they needed the banking clan. I'm just again spitballing
I'm still of the mind that they lost.
They're one and the same
during the High Republic. Sometime during the High Republic, they lost contact with this.
Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I mean, it just
they could have lost
now
since then, but the Jedi thing still stands, so they got to run somewhere.
Yeah, and the Onyx Cinder is also an old ship, right? That was just caked with different armor plating and whatnot. But now,
with disguise as a pirate ship. Yeah.
Now we've got questions about the Onyx Cinder, because the Onyx Cinder was this spaceship of legend, this ancient pirate ship. But no, it is an At-Aten starship that was just cloaked to look like a pirate ship. So, chicken or the egg, man? What came first? How did it crash? Why was it upside down in the woods? You know,
if you think about if you had this whole legend thing, like Goonies, right? You get the map, you get the bloom, you get all these things, right? And if you go, okay, look, if the legend got out that, or if the original owners of this of the Onyx Cinder found the At-Aten ship, and then he put everything, pieced it all together, like that's the only ship that can penetrate the atmosphere of At-Aten. When he left At-Aten, he disguised it as the Onyx Cinder, and but nobody, you know what I mean, like, or something like that. And then it became a mutiny on the planet, and then everybody died. And like I said, SM-33, and they found it and was buried there. And again, this whole thing could come out next week. With that, I would love to hear some sort of exposition of Jod saying it, like there was a song that he was talking about, right? But I want to see it. I want to see like a flashback of like everything that the myth said it was going to be. That would be cool.
Do you think that we're going to get any of Jod's history, or are we just going to get Jod is just a pirate?
I think we're going to get it. Now, here's the big question too. I think we are going to get a Jod history, and it's going to come into this next question too. Right in time, of course, the Fallen Fett, talking about Jod and his motivations in the skeleton crew. How you doing, man?
Good, thank you. Apologize. Sorry, some issues came up.
It's okay. We're going over the whole skeleton crew. We got up to Jod now.
When we last left Jod, he's Scrooge McDucking it through all the dataries. And well, that's just how I see it. Whenever we come back, the supervisor is going to come out, and he's just like backstroking.
I like Chris's theory on the supervisor being a Jedi to combat Jod. Now, my question is,
and Jod's not a Jedi. Jod's not trained in shit.
Right.
Jod can't handle that saber for nothing.
No, he threatened the kids with it. Yeah.
And remember, if Wim didn't screw up the awesome way he screwed up, he would still have it. We wouldn't be in this mess.
Yeah.
I think maybe he's one of the kids that survived Order 66. He ran when Anakin lit that lightsaber. He's the little kid that said, "Master Skywalker, what to be good to do?"
He actually did.
And then he ran.
God, that'd be hilarious.
We'll get a flashback of Reva pulling him out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I think he is one of those kids too. I do.
Yeah.
I don't think Jod's story has anything to do with him being a Jedi. He's just you think about.
He just happens to know how to use the Force. He has the ability, and he learned it somehow. I
don't think we're going to get the story.
Well,
think we're going to get the story.
My thing is, if we get the story, it's going to come from exposition, or when he's going to be like threatening. And then when he's confronting. But I guess Cliff, in our Discord, we were going back and forth, and he was talking about like, does Jod stay a villain, or does there redemption here, right? And I'm sitting there going like this.
I think we saw a full turn.
To me, the smartest thing in the world is that he's a villain and he stays a villain. Chris is from day one. Chris said it, right?
Yeah, yes. Don't let him redeem.
I don't want a redemption for Jod. I think this is great. I think this character or his turn on the kids and how he put it all together, and he's like, all right, I got to get rid of it.
When he challenged Fern.
That was great.
Yeah.
Right. That was awesome. No, he doesn't kill the kids, but
he's not malicious. Right. He's not malicious.
Yeah. And then
he lives by a code.
Yeah.
He does.
He
but
does
I
live
think
by the
with all that money, that laugh was really something.
Yeah, I know that was it, man.
Is playing this role very good, and I think that has done it now. Like, I mean, they're reuniting with your parents, and you think that he was being okay for the kids, right? Like we're saying, maybe a little like he's on the balance, but after that, he lights it up like.
Neil's mom's head is gone.
I think it's the whole no man.
I don't think they go that dark.
With me, that shocked the hell out of me.
Yeah,
I didn't think that was going to happen.
The mouse is going to fix him.
the real captain.
I almost expected John to step on the mouse.
Almost, yeah.
He was stepping over it. He got really close.
So
I'm like, "Don't you dare!"
Yeah, because
that went through my head too, Ma. If he did something to that mouse, then I would think, okay, no. But he sat there and the mouse gave him attitude. I'm all,
he did
fix him.
The show was going dark, right? Like when Jaws turned, it was going dark. How he was like, I think so. Like the challenge.
Yeah, you want to behead somebody in a show, and you're in a kids show, so the droid's the safe.
The droid is safest. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I like that. Yeah.
Can I say something? I know I may have missed it. I do apologize for my lateness. I love this show so much, and I've been waiting for that bad episode. And I don't know about you guys, but to me, it hasn't happened yet. I love every show so far, but there was one small detail that irked me, and it was the 1,139.
Why go one up?
Why could you have not said 1,137?
Yeah, well, or 38.
No, because
1138. Yeah.
He was in because he says how many others.
Oh, others.
Oh, this is how many
add that one. Yeah,
there's 1,140 because she said 1,139, and I just felt you really should have just
missed right there, right? Like everybody else saw it, but like
unless where did John Watts go to film school? If he went to USC and they changed the class name to 1140 or 1139.
That's a deep cut. And
but I heard it, and when she's saying the 3, I'm like, oh my god! And then when she said that, I was like, oh,
yeah.
That's the only thing I've ever complained about.
More like an Easter egg that's
a little miss. Yeah.
One off like that. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Watching next episode goes, my mistake. The one was closed last year, so we made this one.
you made me math during the show, dang it.
You made me math, yeah.
God.
But yeah, I mean
NYU.
Not
that it could still be the class number, but it could still be.
Yeah.
A real fan would have put this is Vault 1138.
That's what I was going to say. Are they all numbered? Was this Vault 1138? I mean,
it could be like they're at Vault 1, but there's actually one more. Yeah. Let's go with the reveal.
Look at that. He did it. That's where he screwed up, making us think about this 1138. We don't really doesn't mean anything, right? That's damn. I hate Star Wars sometimes.
Did you guys like the reveal of how deep it was, and it was in the center of the thing and everything?
That's pretty cool.
No, like how like the cloud, and then man, it was.
That's what kind of came up. The theories were coming up, dude. They haven't touched that in decades. Nobody knew that it was there. The adults didn't know to move, right? They said the ship's coming in. These guys are on top of a platform, and they're like, "What the hell is happening?" Because they've never seen it. No ship has ever come there.
Yes.
You know, it's
and they had an announcement like ready to go. Do you believe that's pre-recorded, or do you think that
that's the whole droid?
That's
the droid security force around it. There's almost like
that voice was an old dude. That's if it's not Kelleran Beck,
it was it was the supervisor, right? Because it said
it's Jorah Sabayoth is who it is. If it's not Kelleran Beck with Grogu,
we're going there.
It's Sabayoth.
Wow.
Chris has got me with 18. He's got the Kevin
just get the Jedi in here. It's gonna go crazy in episode 8. That's all.
It needs to. I mean, I think it's prime too.
It wouldn't take much to discuss the Grogu thing if he's there. It wouldn't take much at all, right? Ernie, were you there for that? This is pre-Mando. This has been hidden since Order 66. A Jedi ran here after Order 66, made it hidden from everybody else, but this one survives. It's hidden here with Grogu until the events of Mando. That's where I'm at. But I know, right? So that can all happen very easily because you don't need to discuss anything. It's just for us.
All you have to do is have what's his name, the Swamp Dude show. Just to the
Gorian Shard.
Gorian Shard.
We have to give us
the only
time.
thing we need to get the time nailed down.
Oh, because this whatever captain it is all I need Jod to say is I don't need to hear from Shard.
Right. Or if Vane says he's dead. Right, because like just say
Vane hasn't said shit this entire series. That's
right.
This is a pre.
I don't think we're getting the pirates anymore. The pirates are remained out.
Yeah,
they're not. This is the showdown now.
If anything, they'll kick Jod out in a ship through it and like expel him in an escape pod to them.
Oh, maybe
and let them deal with him, airlocking him. You know, whatever they're going to do to him.
I think that this whole if you're going such lengths of keeping this planet, like I said, the way the planet is keeping it safe, you don't let anybody out. You either imprison them on the planet forever, or they don't. You don't give them out. Yeah,
it's Renaud, and what he's going to do is Jod is going to actually challenge him for captaincy of the planet. It's going to be a challenge to the death for captaincy of the planet, and as a pirate, would he adhere to the code?
He'll shoot him.
Jod wins, but then Fern says unclaimsies and
unclaimsies.
Exactly, unclaimsies
takes the thing.
That's actually what put me on to SM33 being the captain too. Between the video and that, because there's no way unclaims is in the pirates code. Zero chance.
Yeah.
Right. So he's been playing everybody. This little droid's been playing everybody all along.
Oh,
yeah. No, I like that. Yeah.
I think he's been screwing with everybody, and he's the captain of that. So why not have a droid captain? We're in Star Wars.
Let's go. We said that from the beginning. That should be the main villain.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Droid. He's talking about a droid captain,
like a pirate. The
Yeah.
peg leg, the walk, the everything.
He's perfect.
The talk.
I mean, there's only one really preserved in that ship, really.
He's a cool old crazy pirate. That's how. So
Howlrunner.
Which I was about to read it right now.
Oh yeah, no, go for it. Yeah, well, the droid said.
I was
Howlrunner says. Yeah, the droids said they had to suspend all non-sequential work while they were finishing unloading the emissary ship. What were they supposed to? Like they expect. That's the thing.
It's a ship from the Republic, usually with money. I don't know why you would unload unless you unload the stuff to grab money to take. So you unload first, and then you load back.
Okay. So they're not making the credits on the planet. It's just like
they're making them.
Bringing it.
They have to unload like when the ship drops. You unload the crates. Then you fill some crates and you put it back on the ship.
It almost felt like they were expecting that emissary ship. Like that's what it made.
I did have the feeling.
I was sitting there going like.
I think once it called in, the supervisor understood what was going on. It was like until the droids boom, and they have a way to communicate with the droids all at once, right? Yeah. And it's like this is the plan. This jackass is coming in. Let's put him down the boat. Because they knew who the kids were. The kids never introduced themselves at all. You've been reported missing.
That's right.
Yeah.
All four of them. So it's like they knew what was going on. These droids weren't fucking around with Jod.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I totally think because I thought about the same thing because I keep rewatching all these episodes. So I rewatched it that night a couple of times and I heard that and I kept thinking. So what I was thinking was these other Attons, I don't remember the name of all of them.
Yeah.
I think each one was making a different currency because Disneyland sells all those different currencies now. So this one at Atton is the Republic credits. If you notice, that's all it was. So maybe the unloading is the different one that you brought from your planet. Like say it was Mando.
Well, there's territories in Star Wars, right? There's the Outer Rim. There's the mid territory. There's the
So whatever you needed, each of these planets was making a different currency to make sure no matter what it was going to be. Because that one was just specific Republic credits. I mean, if you saw all, you look at it, it was gold everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, and it was very focused on from day one. It was Republic credits. I mean, Jod knew what it was. Wim had them. They were, and we saw the treasury at the end there. I mean,
that's talk about just like you said, the other types of, those aren't good here and like that. So what if each planet you're unloading is you're bringing like the trade?
Yeah, because there's still a mystery here about these planets. Because again, 9 planets. You go to at Akron. Where you went to the and was like it was mirrored image of Ad Hatton, but just destructive dystopia version. But then you go to Supervisor's building, and the coordinates of Ad Hatton were ripped out. So like there's still something like something's not sitting right. But we do have some.
Well, SM33 did tell you the whole story.
Yeah,
he just wasn't telling you he was the captain.
It's all coming from him. So therefore, you're right, and he's a droid, right? So droids are very analytical.
And he got all twisted up ready to kill the kids, like he was turning back into himself or whatever. It's
gonna be the mouse, dude. And I'm gonna fist pump when it is.
When the mouse starts talking, I'm in. I'm ready for it.
You caught me, you slight yala.
He has to be inside the head in order to speak.
Yeah.
So we're hearing him, right? Exactly. Yeah, that's why all we heard was that scream from him.
And so you see him grab a microphone and talk through his head in a minute. Oh shit! It's been the mouse the whole time.
It's the whole time, dude.
That's the Wizard of Oz twist.
If I was Jod, I would wonder then what's at Akron. Like if you saw the people there, like we said, that they didn't know that was there.
Where's
you go
the money
back to
from
the
them?
middle of right? Yeah. Is there
there's something about something about what Kim said, what about the 9 plants, what when they were on at Akron at the supervisor, like there's some puzzle things that I don't know. I can't figure out. I don't have a good grasp on it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why
it's gonna take 2 or 3 pieces of
I think so. I think it's gonna have to of course we have to see maybe like
you weren't supposed to know until you're adults.
Right.
Till you graduate.
Yeah.
So know about what they were doing. And like I said, next week's episode, I don't know how long it is, probably 30 minutes if it is, but there's a lot of, if we go through this every show, there's a lot to tie in, and they could do it in 5 minutes really, or 3 minutes about like explaining everything exactly what all these planets were.
Like in an old pirate serial or right? Wouldn't there be like exposition and they would just kind of put you back especially a pirate story. You'll tell a kind of a pirate story, a pirate's tale. And just get it through and go through the whole thing. It's when Jod thinks he has the upper hand, he's gonna spill it all, or the true captain or the supervisor comes in and spills it all, and therefore we're like, he'll finally defeat Jod. He'll kneel down and tell the kids the real pirate story, the real tale of what happened.
But again, do you guys think he's gonna be redeemed at any way, or is he gonna be thrown in jail or whatever?
I think he's the bad guy.
Yeah, I think so too, and. Honestly, I did not see that comment from the beginning. I mean, we were kind of theory crafting about it, but as far as like now, if I get my figures on my shelf, I'm like, Jod is the bad dude, and this whole thing. So was Brutus.
Jod goes in the villains.
That's and
Brutus
I'm like,
is awesome, by the way.
Brutus is awesome.
He was
awesome. Yeah.
What a loss, because I could have used Brutus later too.
Hellrunner.
Brutus with Boba would have been cool.
Well. From Jod's point of view, he isn't bad. He's a pirate.
Jod just blasted Brutus while he was stuck in a claw.
Yeah,
right. The claw came down, grabbed him. Yeah, that was messed up. That was unarmed and held back. He's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that surprised me, and I thought, how cool! Oh my god, that's freaking tough because we've seen it before, and now it came into play. Right? Of course,
I love that the kids used it. The kids trapped the captain.
Exactly. Yes.
Great.
And then the way that he just walked up and shot him. Whoa.
Pew pew.
Yeah. See, that makes it even more. That even makes Jod even more a badass when on Akron when he got the Eopies back. He probably just annihilated all those.
Probably. Those were his only 2 threats right there. Were 33.
And I think we're gonna have some sort of
and Brutus
scene cut off from all
Evil
of it.
Diva still swears that that's what happened, and I believed her.
Yeah,
because it was just quiet, and I was like, "Oh, he got him back," and she goes, "Oh my god, he killed everybody," and I was like.
Yeah, there's a reason it was off screen.
I think that's where the exposition is going to happen. Then we're going to see.
We're going to get all these flashes.
Scenes, yeah.
Then maybe he's a little more skilled than I think. Right. Well, he didn't have the lightsaber yet. He would have only had a blaster.
But he can force.
He got beaten up by the pirates. Why wouldn't he have killed all the pirates instead of getting?
He needed the crew. He needed that crew.
With them saying Jedi and Sith, would you be mad if he said he was Sith? Like if they bring that into it?
Well, I don't think he's either.
Bring up more complications if he said
it would complicate things where he's like a false Sith. We would have to.
I'm just like trying to go through the whole story, and Wim knows that, right? It said that he said, "Oh, I'm Sith," and you hear Jedi, so like it was.
And if he truly had the Jedi training, like far be if he made it past little kid running from his life in Order 66. He probably would have had the ability to manipulate minds, right? And he hasn't tried that once. He hasn't tried that on anybody.
He's just doing the basic tricks.
Well, I mean, I think in the galaxy of Star Wars, there's people who grew up Force sensitive and probably used it in ways that they had no idea what Jedis were or existed. Yeah,
there you go.
Basil G. Brutus outright said he was going to kill Jod, treasure or not. Jod knew he had to kill Brutus while he had the chance. Yeah, that was a move Jod had to do right then and there. He was just unarmed.
Still surprising though.
For the kids, it was surprising. For us, it was surprising. It was like, whoa.
Well, I would think he would say like, take him to the brig, guys. I'm taking over.
Well,
I really didn't.
I don't think he had the
they did to him.
Support. Yeah, but I don't think he had the full support of the crew just yet. Like the full.
You had to take him out to do it. I get it, but I still think that makes him a bad guy, a villain in this story.
Yes,
I think when he turned on the kids, he had a knife to Fern's neck. You're not. I mean.
Yeah,
it's too quick. I get that Vader was redeemed, but that was again 30
but that's
years,
the Skywalker
20
that's
years later, and that's Darth Vader redeeming himself with the greatest of all.
No, we need villains to stay villains,
not John Wick.
Yeah,
did you catch that?
Yeah, I did. And again, this is the problem all movies have these days, even Marvel, to a point where nobody's a villain. It's just all anti-heroes that we just kind of like go for. So now we need a villain to be a villain. And if Jod is that, then that's cool, man. Like that's awesome. So and another reason why it's like you look at this story as a whole and the kids' adventure, okay, and then we get more of these one-on-one relationships with the kids as they grow together as a group. Friendship, right? We had the scenes with Neil and Fern went off, and then Wim and KB went off, and they had their moments, and it was awesome. And
you learn
now
KB's like straight cyborg.
Yeah, dude.
Right, it's not just the head.
They had to do it to
it's
save her
her
life.
And she said since her accident.
The accident.
Yeah. She got,
There's all this little side stuff I want to know now.
Yeah,
there's 2 hours of exposition.
Yeah.
Season 2 is all exposition. It's just
go ahead and just give me the story. Yeah.
But see, now this is why I like it so much, because Jod turning on them and them having to learn how to basically go home and survive on their own without Jod's help. That's the true Goonies adventure. That's the true spirit of this. And then when they get back, they appreciate what they had, their parents, and Wim will have that sense of adventure. We did this. It's not that we got lost and this guy took us back home, because like Wim was like, this
and they all talked about it. Even Neil said we almost died, but that's what made it an adventure.
Yes, he did. Right. Neil's so upbeat.
We don't have to hurt each other. Can't you just say sorry?
Yeah. And again, I think that's why we're seeing Skeleton Crew as a heart, like the show has heart because of that. It's not where it was just like, hey, these guys got lost and then handheld back. No, they actually found their hearts outside their planet, and they found their adventure and they found themselves, and they're going to discover that at the end of this. And I think that's, again, it's the whole Goonies trope, right? At the end of the day, the Goonies didn't do anything but survive, besides the money at the end. But, and that's the whole thing about these guys, the Skeleton Crew. They survived, but they found themselves out there in Star Wars land.
The same thing's going to happen here, and there's 1,139 families on this planet.
Oh, yeah. Whoa! Just yeah.
And they all just came into money and go all into the world, galaxy.
Yeah. So I mean, there's that now. Next week is a finale. We've got the cliffhanger, right? We've got Jod in the vaults, and he's basically got these people isolated right here. But the droids are just watching this dude parade over the coins and everything. It's like, why are they letting him do that? But we still got to get the supervisor involved here, because again, why hide him from us? The supervisor, if it was a secret, it's a secret. But if it's a secret for the characters, they shouldn't hide him from us, because we don't care. Like, if the reveal doesn't mean anything to us, then why hide it?
Then why hide it? Exactly. That's
the audience should know. And so
and the only person that could be that we've seen,
Hondo.
No, it's not Hondo, because the voice.
Yeah.
That's not Hondo's voice. They wouldn't even dare change Hondo's voice, dude.
No. But it was all messed up. It could have been.
No, it wasn't. It sounded clear as day, like 33.
And Hondo's been out in the galaxy doing his thing.
Yeah,
he hasn't been trapped here on this planet for
Like Scott said earlier, it's obviously his race. And you said it a couple weeks ago, Marco. That's obviously his race in the vault, where the treasure is.
Yeah.
Right? With the spikes coming out of his neck, everything, like the statue.
Yeah. Oh, it's a weak way.
And Scott said today it's probably a relative, somebody.
I mean, it's a weak way. Yeah, it's a weak way. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's so funny because I don't have any predictions for next week. I really don't, because it's like, well, here's the story is there. It just needs to finish what we're doing here, right? So, like, it's not like every other show where we can, because of it's not tying into anything. And I think our predictions, a lot of time, we start to look at Star Wars and be like, this connects, for a finale and all that stuff. So now I'm kind of like, again, like you said, breath of fresh air. I'm happy about it because I could go back and go into it at 6:00 on Tuesday and be like, damn, all right, Skeleton Crew as a whole, because honestly, it could finish now, and I'm cool. it's actually
honestly, if you did right now, Jod died, everything, we get the little happy ending, no other big connections, no big reveals, and it just ends nice. And somehow they defeat Jod and he's off or killed, whatever. I'm cool. It doesn't have to have a big reveal to be cool. The big reveal would make it to that epic level. You do something big, right? And you have a chance to do that. If you don't need that, and we don't, it's totally cool.
Well, it probably will be the kids end up saving the day, doing something to dethrone Jod or whatever, or the supervisor coming in, and we get that moment of, it's so and so that we know, and like
Sabayoth,
and the
holy
big
shit.
and the big and the
Mace Windu.
Oh God, no! Would he have Grogu? Maybe.
No.
Yeah, right. Here's the thing too, and then it could be the whole reveal could be where Chris where Chris said it could be solidifying a timeline where we thought it was at one point, and it actually is pre-Mando.
That's what I really want. I want to smack where we're at.
What if the supervisor just is Grogu, and he knocks him out, being 50 years old, and says, "Put him in the brig," and there's our whole why pirates have him.
Yeah, I mean,
knocked him so hard he loses.
Forgot
memory,
everything.
Can't talk. Yeah.
Brian C says Stephen Fry is the supervisor's voice, so not Nick Frost.
Who is Stephen Fry? Because the voice sounded familiar.
It sounds.
Who is the captain's voice?
Frost.
Well, you mean SM33? That SM33 is Nick Frost.
No, the hollow.
No, the supervisor. The supervisor's that Nick Frost is SM33, who was the pirate's voice. The captain.
Well, that's what you just said. Stephen Fry.
That's the supervisor.
But we don't know. We haven't heard the
We've heard the captain. There was a hologram of the captain.
Hollow.
He had the hat on.
That was the super. Oh, you're right.
Now, if Scott's right, it's both.
No, you're right.
But it didn't sound the same guy. This is old. This sounded like an old dude, white dude, no accent.
Also been
has an accent.
Yeah, it's also been decades.
Right. And you have a voice modulator, tons of things. He does sound older.
Right? I'm there with you. I'm there. I was lost. Thank you for finding me.
Now we haven't seen the captain's voice, I don't think. But
Renaud?
Well, Renaud was the captain of the Onyx.
We've heard Renaud's voice.
We heard his.
But I don't know who the actor was. Is what I'm saying.
Gotcha. Yes, yeah. And again, it could be Nick Frost, like you said,
or it could not. They probably didn't put it down, so we didn't know.
Yeah,
possibly not. I'm gonna look it up really quick while we talk about it.
Okay.
So
yeah. Again, we had another opportunity with the X-wing showing up on the. I forgot the name of the spa planet. Count Bite Jr.
That cracked me up because that's been there for a minute too, by the way. Obviously. Yeah. Lubin, Lunar. Hold on, I got it all. Lanupa.
Okay.
Lanupa. That was pretty. He's all, yes, it's been called many names. Battle Planet.
Even Battle Planet. That was dope.
Yeah. No, it's cool that the X-Wings came in. That whole sequence was cool.
That's my other clue about the time frame.
Right.
And I love the reveal to the kids.
Right.
Wait,
they're the good guys.
They're the good guys.
Yeah.
Because hey, I think Carson's running wing right there. I don't think he's the head X-wing because he didn't answer last time. It was we saw one guy talking, not the other. That's the lead.
Not the other one.
Right now, Carson's not up to the lead. He goes to the lead after this.
Yeah.
Right.
Basil G and the Schoolhouse Canon needs a payoff too. We got every single payoff so far.
100%.
You know what I mean? And and that's going to be where the pirate brig is coming. Jod got it them to shut it down. They come in and the kids will probably save the day by. That would be interesting. The kids thwart the pirates, but then the supervisor and Jod have their conclusion. So it's because the kids aren't gonna. I'm
missing it. The Schoolhouse Canon. What does that mean?
So at Akron.
Yes.
On top of the school, because the school is where those fighters were, had the big cannon where that one girl. Yeah.
I was movie canon.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Story. That's why I'm like
a laser
here.
Where does
Schoolhouse Rocks fit into this?
Yeah. So again, the payoff of because again, remember it's a mirrored planet, right?
Yes.
So their school dome has that's a cannon. I mean, we're assuming, unless it's been.
Yeah.
But I doubt it. Probably has some sort of defense. Can't just be the cloud system, or the nebula.
Yeah,
system.
it has to. That has to have a payoff. We even got through the system.
Well, here's the thing. Neil knows about it. Neil's the only one that knows about it. He's gonna say we could stop them with the cannon. What cannon? The one on top of the school. Let's go. That's it.
Yeah. KB's got KB and he haven't teamed up yet. That'll be that part, right?
Yeah.
Or
That's
KB has
right.
to put the shield back up. One of the three.
Well,
Yeah.
Matt Logic had a good one where he says they call the Owl for help.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And the X-Wings arrive because that would be a great scene. Neil calls for the cannon. LB's making a call to what's her name? So
Kim?
yeah.
So that means that all of that means the shield has to go down.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying.
everybody to come
John
in.
kept saying, I want my brig here. Bring my brig and bring my
Yes.
brig in. And then the
Let me
droids were
communicate
like,
with them.
unload first or something. And then it was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. And see how that pirate thinks? Bring my people in, let me get out. That's why it could still be the pirate in there. You know, the
Well,
captain, but I just
but
feel like
that's-
it would take.
I think a soul pirate is not he needs a crew. Even Pirates of the Caribbean had, his character,
what the droids
Jack's
are.
character. Yeah. The Jack's character had, I need a crew to be a pirate captain, so you're nobody without a crew. So he wouldn't just do it. So he wouldn't go solo. He would need his crew in. So.
Well, now that Brutus is gone, he doesn't, he can call good old Gunter down there and,
Yep. He's got his crew.
Now, this is assuming they all stayed around this long. Why would they be hanging out? Because they know the first ship got destroyed.
Right.
And
he went
and
through
the two
there.
pursuit
Oh yeah,
ships,
they have
and
to
the
see
two
them
pursuit
make it
ships.
through.
They would have to
Yeah.
assume he died too. Why would
Well,
they even hang out there? They
let's
think
see.
it's bullshit.
Were they tracking everything?
But they had
They
the
couldn't.
transmission that went out. They could have intercepted the transmission. And if and then the transmission basically said, "Look, we can't tell you, but get a hold of a
If
Republic
they see
representative."
that, we would need to see them see that. next
Yeah,
time.
they would be
haven't
like,
seen-
Gunter would
only
be like,
Todd saw that.
he's down there, right, or something. And
Yeah.
then so
Yeah, that would work.
see, that's the cool thing about it. It's like we come up with these small details that have to interconnect, and a lot of times it has been.
This has been
yeah.
pretty good about not leaving anything where I'm not like, how the hell?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Nothing like that.
It's not like it's not like the Acolyte where it was like a bunch of stuff presented and there was no payoffs on a lot of the stuff, where
They're paying off everything. That's why I think a lightsaber fight has to happen too at some point. A dueling lightsaber.
Yeah,
You can't set one.
Jod's going to be interesting.
Although Vader.
Yeah. Jod's
But yeah.
going to definitely be interesting on the on his
And
uh
Yeah.
by the end of the
demise or
episode,
whatever.
Wim needs his rainbow shirt. Once he gets that, then it will be perfect. It will be fine.
Once you get in a rainbow shirt, is he a Care Bear?
Captain EO.
Oh, gotcha.
It's his shirt that he wears.
so Wim is
a-
Captain
a
EO
rainbow.
confirmed.
I
Yes.
get it now.
It still fits. Sorry, everything still fits. His buddy Hooter, Smee looks like the droid. Everything fits. It's all
Yeah,
good.
Basil, like we always say this, the finale, it better be, I want to sit and really take it in, right? And the finale is
we
always
said
going to
that.
be in like 20 minutes,
And then
30
They've,
minutes.
they've all been
Chris's
decent
first-
times though.
Chris's
Yeah,
first message is F. 23 minutes.
I've done that with a lot of other shows. I haven't done it with this one because I was like, when it ends, it ends. I'm like, hey man, that was again getting up and walking around saying that was fun. That was cool.
There was just that one week
yes,
where they had
but-
2 episodes where it kind of was
Yeah.
jarring.
Right.
Yeah.
Besides that,
Yeah.
Yes, but at the same time, at the end of this episode, I was like, no.
Well,
No,
yeah,
no.
because I knew the credits were coming right at that scene. Like I knew,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, oh man, this is where it's going.
Yeah.
Okay, boom. So let's real fast, and we'll probably talk more about this next week too. But like, I don't know if this is a fair question or not, but I was gonna ask if there was room for a season 2. A, do we want a season 2? B, if there's room for it. Like to me, no and no. I think no, because the only season 2 would be them on another adventure, or like maybe Chris said, now they're characters that exist. Now we can take those characters and branch them off into other. I think I see that more than an actual Skeleton Crew season.
they
2.
did say, isn't this the show? Maybe it's a different show. Isn't this the show? They said they wanted to, if they do a sequel, they're going to do it in time, right? Like if it's 3 years later, it's 3 years later.
Oh yeah.
For their
yeah.
ages. So they're not
I
gonna
think
screw
they.
it up.
Yeah,
And
you're right.
Did this not get done a few years back?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this has been in the can for a minute, right? These kids are much older already. They're ready to come back into the Mandoverse.
They are, and that's the whole thing. It's like this is such a great little event. Like I said, I see the heart in it. I see the Star Wars story in it. I see all these things. That's like, now do I want to beat it some more? Like, do we need more of this? Like, to me,
sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, always. Sorry, Beavis.
So you know what I mean, though, like, because again, as consumers, as us, I think a lot of us like taking that and going perfect, boom, and then in our whole lives we revisit it. Now a company can see like, this works so well, let's do it again. And
it all depends on the story. If they can find a story that makes it work, then
I just figured,
but I don't think it's necessary.
I don't think it's necessary, but also figure like, this is such a cool organic story for the kids to repeat them, to even if they change at the end of it.
You're using every trope.
Yeah, if you thrust them out into, if they team up to be like, we're going to be adventurers and we're the skeleton crew because of our youth, then it's like, I don't know.
Well, Hal Runner had a point in here wanting to meet the kids to meet Jason and become like a new Rebels crew when they're older, type of thing.
That'd be cool.
That wouldn't be horrible.
See, okay, that's what I'm saying.
For the future for these kids.
Not a skeleton crew too, but taking the characters and putting them in the Star Wars universe.
Like, it doesn't have to be called the skeleton crew, but if they showed up somewhere, we know who the characters are.
Wim, to me, would be the only one that would want to be like that one that's
out there,
would leave At-Aten, leave everything behind, and go out there and do stuff, right?
I think At-Aten's going to get exposed. I think that there's no hiding it anymore. After
that's why everybody that's there, like the pirates, Jod, it's either they're destroyed, or like I said, Scott, I think the powers to be know about this, but it's hidden for that reason. Like I said, it's the Fort Knox of the galactic Star Wars galaxy, and the rules are set in place as it is, and it was exposed by the pirates.
This isn't even new money.
No, I think it's all part of it.
It's ancient money.
No, I think it's all part of it, and I just think that the pirates exposed it as a treasure planet, and they had to blown out of proportion as this hidden gem, and but it ended up being like, it's almost like if we had a map to this awesome treasure and it led us to Fort Knox.
Yeah,
that's how I'm seeing it. Again, I could be wrong.
Weren't they talking in Ahsoka about not having the funds to continue looking for?
I think it was more protocol. I think I know what you're saying, because they were pulling resources back.
Yeah, they were pulling resources back. I thought because they didn't have the funding for fuel, or the New Republic is very, very bare bones. I mean, they don't even have a full Senate. They've got a few people that sit around a table. I don't think this money. I don't think they know this exists. Honestly, but
we're at the beginning.
Who did is gone.
But we're at the fall of the Galactic Empire. We're 5 years after it, right? That in the reformation of the New Republic, and it bringing in the galactic, the Imperials, to bring them in the mix again, right? I think At-Aten, and that is the old system that fell or either was ignored, hidden on purpose, or something when the Galactic Empire took over, and now that's faded off. That's still they were functioning as the old Republic, but I think it was still part of the whole system that the pirates, like, I don't know, man. Like I said, I
don't think so.
There's some. I don't think it's as sinister as I don't know. I just don't think so.
I don't think it's sinister. Not anymore. I just don't think they. Yeah, not anymore. But I don't think they just don't know about it.
Yeah, and it has a lot to do with the
planet.
Yeah,
but I
think somebody hid it. Okay. Again, going back to Order 66, somebody kept it hidden. They erased records of it. We're with SM-33 somehow.
Yeah,
not with a pirate crew.
You got to take the pirates out of it, because again, that's their.
Well, we think
thing.
Depends on how long they've been there, because that ship's been there a long time.
It's been there a long time. Yeah.
Because that ship was covered in grass and a tree.
Yeah, trees. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm having a hard time really explaining it, because I don't think it's all there yet. But
yeah. I do.
Either way, that's cool.
It'd be pretty shitty though if all of a sudden it's exposed and the Shadow Council from Mandalorian show up there claim all that money, and there's your formation of the First Order, right? That's where they get the money to start building.
Snoke comes off that ship.
Star
I
Destroyers.
thought that immediately.
Oh,
the funding for the First Order is this planet.
When you saw the glow and then his laugh, and after when you realize how much is there, I was like, oh, well, here's the funding. Like it has to tie in somehow.
Because even if it gets exposed, where the fuck does that money go?
Well,
right.
Basil G. Now, remember in The Mandalorian where he says Republic credits don't mean anything, you know, when they went to the guild, right? And Grief Karga, when he says I got Republic credits, he goes, that doesn't mean anything out here. You know what I mean? Like, and Basil G's point, not to get, was it Imperial credits? Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah.
It was Watto that said Republic credits are no good to me out here.
Right, but I thought it was Grief Karga. I have to. I don't know if it was Imperial credits. Maybe it was. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's that money being old credits worth anything. Yeah, like if it was all just new currency, Imperial credits, whatever it was, you know, there's money there, but it's like old money, like you guys are saying.
That's why I'm thinking that the supervisor's Renaud or Renaud's concubine or whatever, you know, it's once you have all that money, what are you gonna do with it?
Well, if you're on the
planet,
exactly. Yeah, exactly. No one can come in, no one can come out without your authority.
And then you rule it in secret, and you're smart enough to keep a government running.
What are you gonna?
I think have droids though. I don't know.
You get the droids to do everything.
I just feel like every pirate show we've ever seen of all of our lives, which they're using, right?
The greed doesn't allow
pirates
them
to retire.
Yeah, they don't settle.
Pirates die.
They want to though. They want to retire. They talk.
Well, that's
about
the ultimate goal, right? The treasure, right?
Get the treasure. Because I watch a bunch of like real life pirate things and like Expedition Unknown and all those things, and you know the ultimate goal of these pirates is to make enough money to stop pirating, to become a lord or something like that. So if you go in there, you challenge whoever the original supervisor was. Renaud goes in there, takes him out. Now he just has to run it like it had always been run. That's why you've got the droids there running everything. And those are not new looking droids either. Those are old looking droids.
If you're on the hill just getting fat and getting everything you want, then there's no reason to do anything. Yeah.
No, it's fine. I get it. I'm just saying, pirating. The first
thing
John
but that doesn't make for a good story.
The first thing John wanted to do was leave. Yeah. Come get this money. Let's go.
That's true.
Yeah. Let's you know. I mean, I just
think about it. He wants to split it up, find an island somewhere. But to Scott's point, your island is you have a planet, not just an island.
Yeah, that could be your lair now.
Yeah.
Now you have a protection too. By the way, so
exactly.
And the other pirates had their other goals. Like he was talking to the one lady. Didn't you want a I don't know what he told
an island or something?
An island or something, and you wanted this, and now you can all have that.
So I suppose what he could do is send the ship up with a droid, because he can't leave, obviously, right? Send the ship up with a droid to the pirate ship, send it with a message from him to them, and then bring them down groups at a time.
With a handful of credits just to prove it. Yeah. Exactly.
A bucket, whatever the hell.
Yeah, he goes, come on down. Yeah. No one watches Artie checking in. What's up? That's a name that I like to see.
Yeah, he just walks out with one of those crates with holes in it, with them falling out everywhere. And
no, that's interesting. Yeah, like Basil G, I think that it needs to be a long episode next week because there's a lot to go over. You know, I guess my prediction would be I want the questions that I have kind of answered and cleared up so I can explain it in my head. Like, oh, well, this is the whole thing. Again, either way, a hidden thing, desolate, whatever. That's fine. I need
whatever they want to do, really. Because to get shit on this show anyway. It didn't really, it's like it's not linked to anything. We don't have any history to go by besides really looking at things like Goonies and stuff like that because they obviously use it. But like I said, I got the whole Goonies ending with the parents hugging stuff in my head.
It's happening.
It's going to end that way.
Yeah, no, that's happening. Yeah,
I was waiting for Wim to pull out his marble sack and give it to you.
Exactly. Oh, look what I have. Credits.
Yeah.
No peniment, no sign.
Yeah.
Supervisor's just about to sign over at that.
No sign.
No
sign. We're leaving that at today
or any day.
Neil's doing the truffle shuffle in the back.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But I do. My one thing is, I do think Neil's going to be like, that gun exists. There's a gun on the tower, and that's going to be again very, very foretelling.
The one that doesn't want to hurt anybody is going to blow the hell out of
all the fire pits.
But he can't fire it. He's like, and Wim's like, I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Yeah. I will start to end it with this comment. Whatever happens next week, I predict it won't be groundbreaking. It will be safe ending. This series is a safe series. It's pretty safe. You know,
oh my!
A lot of times,
I thought of something. Sorry, the gun.
Unless
it does get exposed by Neil. Wim says, "I'll shoot it." And what if it's the pirates flying in, and he just takes out the whole ship?
Yeah,
and now
pirates are done.
Like, yeah.
I want to
shoot
done.
Yeah. Neil's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that.
There were 27 pirates on there.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. Perfect.
I'm surprised they didn't have Blue Baby Ruth bars. That would be, you know what? It probably are in the background somewhere. Someone's gonna spot.
You know what we should have done, and I don't know if anybody has, is the prize room or the treasure room. I haven't zoomed in on shit.
Like break it down, see what other artifacts.
If there's anything in there worth a damn, or just randoms.
I believe the Ark of the Covenant is in it.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah.
So good.
Which has been all throughout Star Wars, so that's great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
cool. So there's probably bullshit in there too.
Oh,
it's next to Wim.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
He's standing near the door. Oh, hey,
we got Brian C with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Here's 1,139 trillion Republic credits to you, worth zilch. Neil has a bandana and will tear shit up. Dude, that's what we need. Yeah. We need Neil to go just go nuts on that gun, just
full
like
Rambo.
Just taking pirates out. He's like, nice Neil is over. Yeah, he's going to go Gizmo thing, puts the red bandana on. You got Rambo playing in the background in his head. Lights up a cigarette. Neil does a line of coke. No, I went way too far. I'm sorry.
Somebody's gonna hurt they're gonna hurt one of his friends or his mom, and then he's gonna go all ape shit. Yeah,
I was gonna say that it's the dad who we've only seen real quick in the.
All of a sudden, nobody. He starts ripping sleeves off. Hurts.
Yeah.
Neil goes all berserk.
Somebody give me a death stick.
He does a big roar from his snout. He's gonna go ape shit.
Yeah, Jesse Vinter. You're hit, Neil. I ain't got time to bleed.
Or all his little brothers,
greatest Star Wars character ever.
And they form station. They just all go in.
What if Neil's siblings? Yeah, what if Neil's siblings come and they formed
That's what I'm saying.
Combine a combiner.
Oh, they Voltron it.
Yeah, they Voltron it out this power.
Form the leg. Yeah.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Neil's the torso.
I know it's a kid show, but it's good it's fun to think about. And it'd be a great figure, you know what I mean? Like Neil's brother and sister as his legs,
So we probably couldn't go back as far as Voltron, but maybe Power Rangers and Neil's Wampa.
Yeah.
We can go through all of these good creatures.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Hellrunner. Hopefully Neil's dad takes some time off of work to check on Neil and hug it. Well, I mean, even Wim's dad was like, hey, Neil. Hey, Wim.
Bro, I'm sorry. I rewound it and I laughed my butt off for his she'll be okay. And they kept getting stunned.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When it was Neil's mom.
That's right.
Neil's mom, first off, was just great. I'm going to get it and run.
Right. Yeah.
She'll be okay. It takes off. Oh, God, that was great.
All right, guys.
So good.
Well, this was again, I couldn't wait to jump on here and break it. Because, I mean, there was a lot of scenes that there's a lot of things that happened, but I think we did a pretty good job of putting our headspace around the questions that still are, that I'm struggling with a little bit. We'll see what happens. All in all, this is great. I think it's going to be
and it's going to be the usual, nothing that we said, and it's
good.
Exactly.
Again, like I said, nothing groundbreaking again, and I think that's honestly what's making the show work a little bit, where it is safe, where it's like, hey guys, this is a Star Wars adventure, and again, the attention to detail on the fact that they're putting in those stop motion things, they're putting in some background character, I mean. That
I will tell you the biggest surprise was I didn't realize this much character development on this kid's adventure.
Yeah.
Like for everybody.
Yeah.
We've really invested into everything. Like, you know,
there's pretty much a Fern episode, a Neil episode, a Wim episode.
They really
this time.
I didn't see that coming. Like,
it's not abrupt great. like honestly, like Acolyte. Sometimes they introduce a character, and all of a sudden this character is like, well, wait a second, I didn't get time to like really know or marinate this character. Now I have to care. Yeah, exactly. I have to care.
When they were throwing characters out with no regard to anything either. Like, okay, here's Ki-Adi-Mundi. People are gonna like this. Here's Ki-Adi-Mundi. Okay, here's the episode where they first showed what's his name, the main. I don't know. He was the shirtless Jedi, right?
Oh,
his Padawan was there with him, or a buddy was there with him that never showed up again. And it's like you keep introducing these characters. Oh, I'm interested to see where this goes. Nothing,
and then they just kill them all, which is good. They killed them all, which is good. Discord link. Scott, can you post that or get that?
I will do.
I'm only asking because you did it before, so I appreciate it.
And I could do it again.
Wasn't there stormtroopers in the trailer? I don't think so. And skeleton crew? No, the only
I don't remember.
The only thing Star Wars was the X-wings that I saw. Like
everything
as far as
now from the trailers.
Yeah, because it's. I mean, they could be because they're out there somewhere, right? Remnants, but I don't.
You know that like you guys, I actually really like the fact that it was a First Order Snoke ship came in and just took it all over.
I'd take that.
That's awesome.
Discord link is in the chat.
Thank you, Scott. Yord. Yeah, who?
Yord Fondar.
That's it.
And that would explain his gold robes and everything of he being the true.
That's what I'm saying.
Emissary.
No God is riches.
Right? Is that what they said? What's Jot supposed to be? Is it emissary?
The Republic emissary. He's supposed to work for the Republic.
Emissary.
So that's Snoke's. I don't know. That'd be crazy.
And it was just because the identification of the ship that came in to the atmosphere.
I said they knew it was bullshit the whole time. The ID, everything. They knew what that ship was. They knew everything from jump. As soon as he landed, the droids and the supervisor. This is all. They knew Jod was coming in. They didn't probably know it was Jod, but they knew.
Right. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I got you. All right, cool. Well, that's awesome. We could probably go for another hour and a half, but for the sake of time and for sake of people's sleep schedules and stuff, I think we'll cut it now. So.
What if, like how we said, you guys all made a great point about the pirates and wanting to go do stuff. What if Captain, what is it, Renaud? What if he was out doing stuff and when a plane came, I'm going to let your planet survive, but every time they come, you load them up with credits and bring it back out to me.
Oh, so it's his ship for a pickup?
Yes. And whatever he's supposed to leave maybe is his own personal stuff. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
or maybe they just act like it's a removal, right? Like a unload. That's what the messages say, but it's always a load.
Right.
Who knows? It's going to be fun. And next, he's doing great.
Runner again. There's like these little things that I just can't really like solidify a theory.
The droids did. They were talking to the parents, and the one droid looked up and stopped.
Oh, they did on that scene. I didn't have to. Have to watch
KB's mom was saying because we don't trust you droids, or you don't listen. You droids don't listen. And he said stop or whatever, and the droid's literally like looking up, receiving something, and then that's when she
and the message isn't that when
thing went off.
Yeah, that's right. KB's bracelet went off, and then the message from the supervisor came over, right? That a ship is approaching.
Yeah, but I think it was talking about the squid head dude that got destroyed first before.
Like, would they sense that? I would think so, but that probably happened more than once.
There's a ship that got destroyed up there that triggered a sensor kind of deal. And
I'm sure they would see that and probably not think much of it until one made it through.
It's doing the job, right? Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, wait a second. We just had we had a ship destroyed, and now we got this one coming here. There's a problem. This is not
right. Yeah, you would think like that level of security. They would think they would want to be like, oh, just leave it.
And I'm sure there are chips in the kids. I'm sure these guys knew those.
Oh yeah.
Already the kids were there.
Yeah, they're all.
That's why they knew immediately. You guys are missing.
Brian C. Good night. Have a good night. Yeah, we are winding down here. And of course, we're gonna do this again next week. So let's see here. Real last final thought. Go ahead.
Actually, we didn't talk about because somebody else mentioned it here too. The size of the freaking the barrier, right?
Yeah.
When we got there, it's perfectly circle.
Yeah, I thought it was.
So I'm thinking that was just the atmosphere. I'm like, oh, once they get through, this is the shield around it. Like every other movie we've ever seen in the history of movies, right? And we go through it, and there's a whole other ass planet and room for like 20 other planets around it. Yeah. You know, that's a massive ass shield.
Yeah, no,
I like
that.
Was the planet.
Exactly. I like that. Yeah. I like that. That what we were seeing at Nebula there wasn't at Aten. It was Aten was in that. Yeah. That was a cool added little level of detail. That was
certainly makes it lost.
Yeah. Somebody did bring up though, where is the sunlight coming from? How is the sunlight penetrating the
Truman Show artificial?
The same as ours. The same as ours. Just a light in the dome. And
we didn't see it. It was great. Basically, saw the inside of that nebula barrier, and it was just a planet inside. So
they can see that the light is the barrier. Oh yeah. Does it get dark
at night? Yeah. We saw it because the kids saw it.
It was time for bed.
But we also saw it at daylight.
It is dim the barrier.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's
maybe
same as
lights out.
So,
yeah. 6:30.
You know, it's Star Wars.
Sky goes out.
It's so easy to explain sometimes. It's like
it's just one droid's job with the the up and down one.
Yeah.
Just goes, and that's it.
Yeah. Because the Matrix, the barrier, the little girl that makes a sound.
The barrier is so large, and it's green, and they can see the green barrier at night, but during the day it's blue skies, right? So maybe there is something about that. Maybe the barrier lights up blue during the day.
The artificial weather system. Maybe the whole planet is a artificial planet. It's not a real.
It seems like it because it seemed pretty hollow whenever they kept going down.
Like we went to Earth one time. We're gonna blueprint
Hollow Earth.
Well, it is a manufactured planet. If every other planet was a mirrored image, it's a manufactured planet for that. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. So
there you go.
That
was so far deep that they went down. That was crazy to see that.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I'm digging it, man. I'm sitting there going like, I don't rewatch it now. I'm gonna sit there go rewatch it again.
Yep.
I want to go watch it just so I can see the reaction to the droid.
Yeah, I want to. There's some little questions that we kind of like. Is it there? Did I miss it?
Yeah, I'm gonna check. Right. I want to check the.
I feel he did
hologram again. And
all right, guys.
Right after KB says, KB's parents say that.
Yeah,
gotcha. You don't listen. All right, they're being scolded. It's right after that.
Yeah, Hell Runner.
Me too, Hell Runner.
We were drawing the mural because then the droid walks away and it just
there's
stays
a lot
there
of
for
things,
a
man. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's
it hit there.
Okay, I'm sorry, you can hate me all you want, but again, it looked like Captain EO because it looked like Glenn Close when she's up in the thing and they had two people like praying at her. I was like, oh my god, there it is.
If the show never did these callbacks, I would just chalk it up as like, oh, it was just something that we're never gonna figure. But I just feel like a lot of these things are gonna be answered.
Lots of murals.
Yeah, there's some things like and they're done on purpose. Otherwise, why show it? So
the droid.
Will we get the answers, or will it come in books?
Yeah, the droid looks up, he walks away, and it just focuses on that mural.
And it does, and we've done it a couple times. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
All will be presented next week. With that, I think we are done. Thank you, everybody in the pit. Thank you, guys. Again, stay safe out there. Yeah. What happened?
Give it to Ernie.
Oh, I am. I'm
just saying the whole damn thing. I'm trying to stop you this time.
I'm just saying, stay safe out there. Thank you. Mental note. I will stop. Stay safe out there. Ernie, take it away.
Yes, thanks for everybody joining us tonight and the replay crew. Be sure and hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment because that definitely helps us out. And next time, tell your friends because if you enjoyed this, next week, I bet you is going to be an amazing episode. And we're going to have a lot more to go over and talk about. So we'd love it if a lot more people joined us next week. Please. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and hit all so you don't miss when we're on, like Mondays and Wednesdays. We're
on a drive for 5,000 subs in 2025. We're on a drive for that. So let's do it. There it is.
So start telling your family, your friends, and bring them all over. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button. It helps us out. We greatly appreciate it. You can find us all over social media as well too, from Twitch and Twitter and Instagram, but mainly over there on our Facebook, Sarlacc Digest Central. Yes, the Discord link is up there. That's like been going good as well too, and it's growing over there as well. We got lots of Star Wars talk going on for you in that, but definitely join us here Mondays and Wednesdays, and all those great reviews that Scott and everybody puts up. So we got tons and tons of content for you. You won't be let down at all. We guarantee it. We will hit 5,000 by 2025. Thank you to tonight's sponsor, Tashi Station Emporium, another great channel for you to check out. The link is below for all your figure stand needs. Definitely. I mean, they just
look at that.
They do everything.
Can I show this?
Yeah, you can show it.
Everything. Look at that.
Ooh.
Brand new figure stands.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This is
That's
very
awesome.
close.
Yeah.
It's a heavy figure too.
It is. It is.
See, look.
And
There you go.
I would like to also note that I am currently in the process of printing out my own Tashi Station Emporium. Tashi Station Emporium created a specific print, and I'm currently in the beta test for that. I am printing it out myself. It's going great. I'll have something to show later.
Nice. The only way to find out more is to subscribe to every link that's in the description below. I had to do it. I had to jump in there.
They're all down there. So,
all right, guys. Again,
great.
thank you, everybody. With that,
Can
Scott.
I have a
With
second?
that, Ernie. Yeah, go for it.
Just 1 second, real quick. Right now, my friend Adam and his friends are making the rounds on all the channels. He'll be on Fall Effect Chronicles next week. And check out
Which
Curse
Adam?
Dead. Adam, playing with myself. All over
yes.
the internet. The Curse Dead has their Kickstarter going on right now. Moocher will
Awesome.
be all over it.
Yes.
They are horror figures. They're in my Instagram. You can see them. They're all over. It's just starting. You can go ahead and pick what you want now. And if it gets funded by February, then that's when your money comes out. If you have questions or you want to check it out, again, go to my Instagram.
Done.
But they will be on my show next week. And so if you have questions, you're wondering about the campaign, anything, come on over. They're friends, so it's going to be an open talk. You'll get a lot of knowledge over there. And I'm talking like these guys have been in the industry for such a long time, and that's what they do. And they've gone off on their own now, and this is a special project to them. You have like the Drinker, which is like your vampire looking character. There's tons and tons of thought that went into this. Like everybody has a backstory, and the figures are awesome. Mooch, you definitely got to pick some up.
Oh, I
They're
remember you guys
definitely
talking
in your
about that a
wheelhouse.
long time ago, and it's finally here. So yeah,
Now it's finally here.
Awesome.
You're
Awesome,
absolutely right.
awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Cool. Yeah, definitely stay tuned. Again, the only way to do it is to hit that bell notification for all the notifications. You'll never miss a beat. With that, Scott,
Keep it nerdy, everybody.
This is Grand Admiral Thrawn. You are listening to the Sarlacc Digest. What a fascinating play on words.